Hey everybody, it's Travis and Nick for Kaiju and Coffee here in beautiful downtown Canton at the Canton Palace Theater you see behind us for Godzilla and Friends Monster Bash. We're about an hour until showtime for the 54 Classic Godzilla. It's going to be a good time. We'll tell you all about it. Stay tuned. We'll see ya. Hi everybody, welcome to Kaiju and Coffee. I'm Travis, this is Nick, this is Michael. We just got back from Godzilla and Friends Monster Bash here in Canton, Ohio. We saw a whole bunch of stuff. We saw Toho stuff, we saw good stuff, we saw bad stuff, we saw all kinds of stuff. We've already teased this a little bit, but yeah, we showed up here yesterday and they started a big old giant monster marathon. Started with Godzilla 54 in Japanese with the subtitles. That was a big draw for us, obviously. And then also Godzilla versus King Kong today. That was the normal dub, what we're used to. But we also watched the Giant Claw, which I had never seen before.
Same.
Its reputation preceded it, certainly, but I hadn't seen it yet. And I was impressed. I was certainly impressed by that one. And also them was the midnight screening last night. I was telling these guys all about it. They had never seen it. And fortunately it delivered because I had talked it up quite a bit. I kind of liked that one. It was pretty
really
good.
It was good.
Had a good cast, good budget. Some pretty cool shit.
Yeah, all-star cast for 1950s horror flick.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll just graze through most of this. We actually just got back a little while ago from Godzilla versus King Kong. That started off today. And then it was Gorgo, which they both also had not seen. And then we had to take a break for some Napolis. And so now we wanted to, talk about how it went, review primarily Godzilla versus King Kong, but I'm sure a lot of these other ones are going to come up. But yeah, well, we saw Godzilla versus King Kong. Just get it out of the way now. I'm still pissed because Godzilla lost.
It was a draw.
We call it a draw.
Draw.
Call it a draw officially. The earthquake made it a tie game, I guess. But we all knew about the myth about. We've always wondered, is there a version where Godzilla wins?
It was published in books and kids' books too.
They believe that shit. Everybody
Yeah.
ate it up, but
Both respectively went home to lick their wounds.
yeah, right.
But with the internet now, we all know that there's no version like that.
Yeah, unless there's a Mandela effect in which maybe there is somewhere, and there's people that definitely think so. This is, I imagine this is probably a lot of people's, among their favorites. The budget was really impressive. Godzilla versus King Kong.
It'd be in my top 5
Yeah?
Godzilla movies.
Okay. I was definitely impressed. Like, they were just throwing money at this thing. So many remote control models that they were just trashing and throwing and kicking over, model cities that they really painstakingly built. Like, artists fucking worked on that shit, and then they just put a couple guys in these really hot, heavy suits and had them smash all over them. There were a ton of extras too, where like there were these big sweeping mass scenes filmed in Technicolor, by the way, beautiful Technicolor.
The first one.
I will say
Yeah.
the Godzilla suit
Yeah.
was much better than the King Kong suit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the King Kong suit had its issues.
Like his mouth didn't move.
And some shots didn't look that bad.
Yeah.
But the ones where he was, beating on his chest and
Well, they gave him the overly large arms, so there's obviously nothing in the hands. The hands never move, and they're way too long, and it looks eerie. It looks weird. Definitely a weird choice with that. I said they had money. I didn't say they were really on that level.
it was still 1962.
Was that? I was gonna. I completely blanked on the year. But yeah, he spotted the zipper. I believe at one
Back in
point.
his King Kong suit, yeah.
Don't ruin it for everybody.
Sorry. Spoilers. It's actually a guy in a suit this whole time.
I didn't know that, man. Damn it.
Yeah. We had beady-eyed Godzilla. They had a couple puppets at one point.
Finger puppets.
Yeah.
Long,
just kind of
far away shots.
poking at each other. A little bit of stop motion. We were all watching for it, right? Because you already knew about it.
Yeah.
Also, the tentacle was stop motion as well. With the octopus, which the director ate. was, I believe, is what the interwebs told me. But yeah, so there's Ava. Michael, what did you think of Godzilla versus King Kong?
I liked some of the. I liked probably, like you said, the remote control vehicles or whatever you want to
There
call
were
them.
a ton of them, just so many of them.
And then the fight scenes of the two guys in the suited outfits. There were some cool fight scenes there where they're doing some drop kicks and hip tosses and stuff.
Right.
A judo flip at one point.
Yeah.
He Ronda Rousey'd him right over.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was digging it. When was the last time you saw it?
A long time ago, probably college days.
Right.
So probably like 20 years ago.
You and I watched it a few years back.
About 8 or 9 years ago.
30 years ago.
Was that?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Man.
30 years ago.
But yeah, no, I dug it. There's the iconic shot of the iceberg, and then they've got that the shot going around it, like they had a drone back then somehow.
Yeah.
But they run a submarine, a nuclear submarine, and they're like, okay, stop. But obviously they didn't stop in time because they rammed the iceberg and woke the sleeping, pissed off reptile in it.
There's at least some continuity. There's the one before that, he gets frozen.
I remember that. Yeah, they buried the shit out of that dude in some ice. But then they went ahead and woke him up. But I really dug those shots. They had some really cool iceberg scenes and everything. But yeah.
It was cool when I was a kid discovering the movie because I didn't believe there was a Godzilla versus King Kong movie.
Oh, you didn't
and
believe
then
it?
My mom brought it home from the store one day on VHS. I'm like, I was,
Proved you
blown
wrong.
away.
Yeah, no, I dug it. But, shit, I don't even know what else you can say about this. Really, it's one of their better ones.
Yeah, for sure.
The roar, I believe this was the first one where they updated the roar and made it better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was much more the
was
trademark Godzilla roar
Yeah.
that you're used to hearing.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The music was taken from a lot of old Universal movies. I think The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Really?
Yeah. They didn't use any of the Toho music.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
It was weird. Did you expect King Kong to get drunk?
You get drunk?
Yeah.
Oh, off the red berry juice.
He got plastered on red berry
That
juice.
was funnier as an adult
Right.
watching it than
That's the whole setup of how they get them to they can transport them.
Right. Wasn't this the first one where they changed the overall tone to more of like a humorous thing?
No, that would be the Gator the Three-Headed Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was the one where it was the first one where Godzilla was not the antagonist.
Right.
And they talk at one point in that movie.
Oh,
So,
that one.
Yeah. Or they communicate. That would be the first one, I think.
Okay. Well, they definitely pushed the humor in this one.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the human characters go.
Yeah, definitely. They were like, they just went all in on it.
Yeah, they had more of the comic relief type, the fool type characters.
Yeah.
Comparing it to the original, it's totally different. As far as, especially as far as that goes, there's no comedy in that one whatsoever.
No, definitely not. But yeah, pulling King Kong into it was like a remake of the original, kind of. Like, let's go find a monster.
And it shows Japan did their fair share of cultural appropriation.
Oh, you were going to bring that up. There, yes.
The blackface.
The blackface.
So,
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah.
It
That
happened.
was a thing.
Yep.
That's a thing. But yeah, no, we'll take it. It was a thing of its time.
It was a long time.
It was cool
ago.
to see of the Monster Bash Fest. It was nice to see like the 1954 Godzilla, and then see the King Kong versus Godzilla, and kind of see like kind of the transformation between time of.
Just 8 years, it changed a lot.
Yeah.
Well, of course, the King Kong versus Godzilla is in color
Mm.
versus, as you said, Technicolor versus the
It
black
pops.
and white.
It definitely popped.
Japanese version of King Kong. I did like the King Kong, or I'm sorry, the Godzilla. There were some cool shots in that one as well. Some of the city burning scenes,
Yeah.
and the silhouette of Godzilla was cool. And then to see how they kind of changed styles, cinematography wise,
Right.
with the King Kong versus Godzilla.
If he ever would have just used his fire, he could have ended the whole thing. He just was like messing with him the whole time.
Yeah.
Like he's saving it.
It was his downfall.
Yeah, King Kong would have been just burnt alive.
Yeah, a
All
barbecue
that fur.
Kong, you know. But he didn't do it, and
Yeah.
that was his downfall.
The electricity made him stronger.
Yeah,
That was kind of,
yeah, that
so.
made me think of like Power Rangers, kind of like sparks.
Yeah.
But what were thoughts from anything else y'all saw?
Them was really good.
Yeah, I'm glad y'all did
First time
that.
seeing
Yeah,
it.
that was very good. Great cast.
Yeah, y'all could talk about the cast.
James Arness
From Gunsmoke.
Huh?
Gunsmoke.
Yeah, from Gunsmoke. Fess Parker, who did Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone in the 50s and 60s. There's a small part of a very young Leonard Nimoy before Star
I
Trek.
missed him.
Apparently.
And I keep forgetting his name, but the badass fighter dude with the flamethrower.
Yeah.
Shoot, I forget his name now. Darn it! I have to look it up before I did the review. But,
Oh well.
but he was cool. And there was definitely, you could tell there was a definite budget on that movie. They threw some money in that movie
Yeah.
on the equipment, hiring war vets that could handle flamethrowers and machine guns and to be the soldiers.
We weren't laughing.
Actual
at the ants.
flamethrowers.
Yeah, well, I mean, all these films they're using real depth charges because they don't have CGI to animate some water coming up. They're using real flamethrowers because well, in Gorgo,
They
the
used military
flamethrowers
footage.
were a little more of a sparkler in Gorgo. But
There was some bloopers in Gorgo I did catch that because Gorgo's set in Ireland
yeah,
and London.
yeah,
They kept some of the military shots. They kept going to stock footage.
oh yeah,
That had U.S. jets, and there was even a one shot of a Navy, and it was instead of the Royal Navy, it was the U.S. Navy.
Right.
And I was like, oops, wrong footage.
Well, yeah, I mean, Gorgo's a different animal,
Oh,
really.
yeah.
They had him laying down, and there were people on him, but they were like, I think they were rotoscoped on. They looked like ghosts. They were up on top of him.
Yeah.
I was just like, what the fuck? I forgot about that, but I mean, that one wasn't that bad.
Yeah, the early
'Cause-
days of blue screen technology.
It blew me away that it had a twist. I mean, what kind of you don't expect a monster film to have a twist, but Gorgo was like, "Oh no, we got a bigger monster than that little monster. We got lots of them."
This is just the son of
So,
Mama Gorgo.
Yeah. Godzilla with some big floppy ears on him.
Yeah, it was kind of right.
Giant hands.
Yeah, but you know, if you ever wanted to see a big monster in Ireland, there you go. We got Gorgo. Giant Claw was. Wow. I mean, people were just cracking up in the theater. Like, most times you saw the puppet that they used, people were just laughing. Which
Can't
I'm
help but to laugh.
Yeah.
This beady-eyed chicken vulture thing.
Yeah, and apparently it's as big as a battleship, or so I'm told. About 100
It's
times.
repeated time and time again.
Yeah,
A lot of
propaganda.
military propaganda.
It's
in the movie.
a lot of these are the Red Scare. Them and Giant Claw are definitely go get the Reds movies.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of films at that time, and you see that in cycles. Like people were like, oh, serial killers are a thing. That's a thing in film now, and then terrorism's a thing. Well, that's a thing in film now, and you just see shit like that. Cyber terrorism now and all this shit.
Yeah, several of the movies I noticed. I do believe, I may be wrong, but I thought I saw like there was 8 movies of the weekend. There's still one more tonight. Tarantula.
We're
but
missing the beast that
the creature that
challenged
challenged
the
the world, or
Earth,
the monster that
or
challenged the
Monster that
world.
challenge one. I don't know.
Yeah, we're doing the review instead of watching that one. But
We gotta eat. I mean, we
yeah,
had to
we had
eat
to eat.
too.
But there was a few of the films were all from 1954. I noticed. So
Yeah, yeah. I guess that was a big year that gives us Monster Bash all these years later.
and our little guest kitty over here is Marquis. He
There's a
is
Marquis here.
17 years old,
That's right.
and he's sitting in on us here.
That's right.
Anything else on the movies?
I don't know. We really gotta give a big thanks to the Monster crew, Monster. What was it?
Monster Bash.
Monster Bash staff.
Got the name already.
Yeah, I'm just so blown away by it. But no, seriously, it was a good time. And apparently they do this every August.
Yeah,
And
the fest is being held
Seems
downtown
to be a
Canton,
theme.
Ohio, at the Palace Theater. They do all kinds of these kind of events. They do Three Stooges and monster flicks and all kinds of independent films and all kinds of things.
yeah. So yeah, we definitely gotta give a big thanks to them for including some kaiju films this year because it gave us a bunch of films to watch. I don't you remember the last time I watched five so far 5 films in a 48-hour period, but we're still going strong. But yeah, thanks for everybody for tuning in. Y'all have a good one. See ya.